Let me ask you a question. Just because you can do something, does that mean you should or that you have to?
Hell no.
Oh, hell no. Not no, but hell
A
no.
lot of things I can do, but I better not do them.
You know, when I teach yoga classes, I always say, you know, if you want to take an expression of a higher posture, go ahead. But just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Sometimes your body wants to, sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes your mind wants to, and it's
And your,
not a good
and your body
idea.
doesn't.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, sometimes your mind doesn't, but your other side of your mind says, yeah, no.
What was that song? That was a country western song. You can do it once and
Oh,
not again.
I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
I ever
My
was.
husband tells me that all the time.
Yeah, just because you can doesn't mean you should. You know, sometimes it's a really good idea to second guess what you're thinking of doing, what you're thinking of saying, before you say it, before you do it, because you can get into a whole lot of trouble.
I have a thing that I live by, that just because I think something doesn't mean it has to come out of my mouth. And sometimes I'm really good at practicing it, and sometimes I'm not. And when I'm not, it gets me into trouble sometimes.
Yeah. And do you find that the older you get, the looser your mouth gets?
Yeah. And I heard that was going to happen, and I didn't believe it, but it does.
Yeah, what's with that?
I don't know. I don't want to call it, I don't want to say it's the age thing, but I think it's the age thing.
Sometimes I say things and I think, why did I say that for?
Right? You want to go and just suck it all back in. But yeah, once it's out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, before we started on this video, we talked about what we're going to talk about.
Mhm.
And we talked about, you know, just because you can, should you? And we talked about,
We talked about lots of things. And like, here's the thing. It doesn't mean don't go after what you want to go after. And it doesn't mean don't live your dreams. And it doesn't mean saying, oh, well, you know, I can't do that. That's not what we're saying. But we are saying just to, you know, just kind of self-check.
we're all blessed with free will, aren't we? We have free will. It's one of the greatest gifts we have. And we can use that free will, and most of us have. We've used that free will and done fabulous, amazing things. But we still need to think it through sometimes, because heaven knows we make mistakes.
Yes, we do. So what do you think? What do you do? Just because you can do it, do you just do it? Do you think about it? Do you slow down,
Yeah,
back
we're
up
not
a few
Nike.
steps?
Just do
No,
it.
just do it. I don't know. We talked about that one other time, but yeah. So talk to us about free will, about choices, about, you know, how do you get through and decide to go for it or not go for it? We can't wait to hear from you.
Yeah, maybe we'll change our ways. Who knows?
Bye.
Bye.